Hey guys, it's Ashley with 3R Sales and Service. Today we're taking a look at the 40-inch by 48 CONDOR skid package. So this is equipped with a 5.5 gallon minute pressure washer, and the dimensions are 40 inches wide and 48 inches long. So it's great for some of our more compact applications, or if you have just something you need to throw on a trailer real quick, doesn't take up a ton of space. So what it's set up with is a 3,000 PSI, 5.5 gallon minute pressure washer. It has a Honda GX390 engine on it. You can see down here we've got the oil drain right off the engine for easier maintenance on that engine. This is a pull start. We do have electric start options as well. The two hose reels that we have up here, this is our pressure washer reel and our inlet reel. The inlet reel is feeding the water tank that we have behind it. So these are both Titan aluminum hose reels, so they're aluminum construction, and they have stainless steel manifolds, so that if you are running corrosive detergents through your pressure washer reel, it'll hold up to that for a much longer period of time. We also use the locking connections on here, so whether you're installing it in a van, in a truck, on a trailer, you can be sure that your hoses are in place. It also looks really nice after it's all put back together. It gives it a nice professional look after you've got everything cleaned up or when you're arriving on site. On top we have 200 feet of the 3/8 pressure washer hose. We use gray, so it's less noticeable when you're using it on concrete. And then at the bottom we have 100 feet of the 3/4 inch Flexzilla hose. If you've never used Flexzilla hose before, we use it a lot because it doesn't memorize kinks. So you don't have to worry about it, getting one kink in there and then it always having trouble with that particular spot. We mounted the quick connect nozzles right at the bottom hose reel, so it's very easy to access no matter where you've got this mounted on your system. And then we have the trigger gun assembly that comes along with this as well. Everything is quick connected, so it's very easy to disassemble and reassemble. Go ahead and move around. You'll notice that the pallet that this is on has fork slots available on all sides. So again, no matter how you're mounting it, it's very easy to get it where you need it to go. The pressure washer is belt driven. We use the RW series Comet pump, so it's a nice heavy duty pump. We've been using this for years. We don't really have any issues with these particular pumps. It does have the external unloader valve that allows us to have a cool bypass system. So the cool bypass system is the hose that's running back to your tank. You can see it right up top here. That keeps your pump nice and cool whenever you are not pulling the trigger. So you've got the engine on, the system is running, you're washing. As soon as you let go of that trigger, it's cycling water back at the pump. When we use that cool bypass hose, it's cycling the water from the tank through the pump, keeping everything nice and cool and protected, so you're not gonna burn up any seals while you're moving equipment around. And you can pretty much, with a 55-gallon water tank, you can run that for a long period of time. An hour, 2 hours, as long as you've got water in there and that water is not getting too hot. When I say 1 hour or 2 hours, I guess I should clarify, in cool bypass mode, whenever you are off the trigger and it's just cycling. If you get held up talking with a customer, it takes 10-15 minutes, it's not gonna hurt your pressure washer or anything. So we just kind of clarify that. As long as you have water in here, you can run the system until it runs out of gas, put more gas in it and keep going. Down here we have a 7-gallon soap tank. You see the chemical hose going right to the soap injector that we have here. That'll draw whenever you're using a low pressure nozzle, which one is provided with the system. It'll spray your soap at low pressure. As soon as you use your high pressure nozzle, it will automatically bypass your soap injector so that you don't have to use anything special. You're just changing out nozzles to draw soap or to rinse. The soap injector is a 20% draw and it's adjustable. So you can draw anything from 0 soap all the way up to a 20% on that particular injector. The filters that we have on the tank here, we have one incoming filter, which means the water gets filtered before it goes into your water tank. And then at the bottom we have an additional filter just like this before it goes into your pressure washer. So your filter, basically a 2-stage filter system, keeps anything from getting kind of built up at the bottom of your tank. And then if anything gets through there, there's a second filter just in case to make sure it doesn't get into the head of your pump. While we're talking about the head of the pump, we've also got a valve down here. This is called a bleeder valve. This allows us to bleed all of the air out of the incoming water line. So if you run out of water or you empty your tank, this will allow you to let the water flow evenly, get all of the air out of the line, get water through the head of that pump, It's for an easy startup. If you've ever used a pressure washer pulling off of a tank and you turn the engine on but no water comes out, it means it wasn't properly primed. So this really helps with that. It makes it go a lot faster. We'll go ahead and move around, give you the 360-degree view. You can see the back side of the tanks. We use the custom cut aluminum banding to hold the tank in place. The majority of everything is aluminum just to make it as corrosion resistant as possible. It also looks nice as well. On the other side of the tank, we have our 3/4 inch tank drain. And so we actually have this on a totally separate bulkhead so that you can control this drain just with this ball valve right here. It's not going to affect any of your other plumbing, just makes it nice and easy to drain. It comes with this is probably about a 6 to 8 foot hose here. We can always make it longer depending on how you have it mounted if you need it to be a reachable length. Otherwise, as I mentioned before, we use a lot of these skids in van installs or in more narrow truck bases. A lot of full-size truck have like maybe 52 inches between the wheel wells. Some more compact trucks and vans have maybe 44 inches between the wheel wells. So this kind of fits that particular niche really, really well. And then a lot of times we just have somebody that has a trailer or a truck and they just want to throw something in there real quick and do a job cleanup. It's not necessarily for one particular industry. We use this for trucking, for residential cleaning, for commercial cleaning, all kinds of applications. The overall height up to the cap here is just under 50 inches. And then everything stays within the skid except right over here by the handles. This handle sticks out about just a little over 6 inches past the side. So if the wheelbase is more narrow, a lot of times this doesn't affect that at all because it's behind your wheelbase if you're putting it in a vehicle. So if you have any questions on this or you need any additional details, feel free to reach out to us by phone, by email. We'll have as many details as possible on our listing on 3rpressurewashers.com. Again, this is the CONDOR package. So like I said, just give us a call if you need anything. Thanks.